What? Bro,
This is one like the MLB scouts use.
I want to test me. Well, whenever I'm going to roll with my shoulder in a little while.
There's two.
I'll hold it for you.
One's sergeant. I'm not throwing today.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can even hit like 60. What's up? What's up? I can't see anybody. Let's see. Panelist. Here we go. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Miss Delphine.
What up? Do you want video or do you want me to put on my camera?
Yeah, if you can, put on the camera. Let's make this a real deal. And then.
Sweet. Sure. It started off without it. I didn't know if you did that for a reason.
This is just the first webinar. Hey, John. Anna, say hi.
Hey.
We're gonna, everybody go ahead and jump back on mute for me, and then whenever you do have something to say, you can unmute and say it, but it'll keep the echoing down. This is the first implementation one we've done, so I'm probably gonna have to change some settings so that everybody starts with video, but no biggie. We got Candace in here with us. What's up, Candace? I see your Wednesday shirt. It's awesome. I got my orange on, and check this out, you guys. Oh, my new orange socks. It's on there somewhere. There's the orange. Oh, my hamstrings are tight. That got me. All right, guys. Hang tight. When we got more people joining in here, it's going to take me a minute to get everybody set up, and then I will get to business here. All right. What's up, Shanice? Appreciate you joining in. You're always in my groups here. That's why you're killing it. All right, Xavier, what's up? Thanks for joining in, Xavier. All right, 8 people already. This is looking excellent, you guys. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do a screen share. Got too many tabs open, but here we go. All right. We're talking about how to get results during the coronavirus shutdown. So I want to start with a little bit of an open discussion right off the bat. If there's anything that anybody wants to talk about, because I'm going to end up talking a lot, I would like to address your all's concerns first. So I'm going to open the floor. If anybody wants to go off of mute, get some off their chest. You know, if you want to tell me how my hair is looking great today, anything like that, you know, just open discussion for a minute here.
Sorry, I'm also trying to work, so.
It's fine. No, I think we all are really. See, Candace is at work. Anybody? All right, we're gonna jump right in then. All right, this is honestly with this crew. You all are not the people that are on my worry list. All right, you all are amongst the clients that I have that are getting great results, that are doing what they need to, as far as I know. So, hey, Hillary. So what we're gonna be doing right here is mostly just kind of recapping on some things, putting this in kind of an itemized list so that if there is 1 or 2 things that you find that you didn't have in your daily routine or in your mindset, this can pull it to the front of your mind and keep you in a good rhythm here. All right, so first off, to get results, all right, everybody working from home these days? Yep. It's easy. You don't have to wake up an hour and a half before you have to be at work now, right? You can get up like, what, 20 or 30 minutes before? All right, so we got to make sure that we are consistently, all right? I know a lot of you all do have times you got to check in at the computer, you got to be online for work, but I want to challenge you all to make sure that you're waking up on time to eat breakfast. That means if you haven't cooked it the night before, if it's not something like overnight oats, you can't just get up 20 minutes before work. All right. Make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of time. If you hit the snooze alarm once or twice a day, that's fine. But recognize that if you hit 2 10-minute snooze alarms, you got to put that alarm 20 minutes back now so that you have that extra 20 minutes. That way you're not rushing. Because as soon as you're rushing, what's the first thing that's going to go? Zach.
Eating for sure.
Right. Every time.
Always happens to me.
Same. And it's easy to do. There are, options. We can always go with a shake or a little protein bar on the go or whatever real quick. But that's if you have that readily available. And if your mind, when you're frantic, if you're rushing, sometimes you don't think like, oh yeah, let me grab that protein bar. All right. So something personal for me that I can relate with this is I've gone mostly vegetarian recently. I still have probably 2 or 3 meals a week that have like turkey or chicken on it. But for me now, I'm having to drink a protein shake with some of my meals that don't have like lentils or tofu in them. So I'll eat my meal and then I promise y'all, it's almost every time, like an hour later, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't drink the protein shake because it's just not a habit. All right, so if you're rushing in the morning, you're going to fall straight out of your habit of getting a breakfast, and you're probably not going to go for a protein bar because your mind isn't there. An hour later, you might be like, oh, damn, I didn't eat breakfast. But then by that time, it's almost time for the snack. All right, so step 1, wake up on time and eat breakfast. Anybody got anything to add here or questions?
So to play off what Coach Greg is saying, for myself and in my personal journey, I would sacrifice breakfast just to get 10 more minutes of sleep. And after talking to Coach Greg, what he had brought up to me that really shedded some light on a lot of things was that getting up just 10 extra minutes early is not going to be that much big of a deal when it comes to the whole matter of the day at the end of it. All you got to do is get up 10 minutes extra early to be able to cook you a quick breakfast and eat. Or if you don't like to cook or you just don't have something to cook, a protein shake is always a good option because it doesn't give you an excuse because you can literally make it and take it anywhere you want with you. Sometimes people use, well, if I have to cook, now I have to sit down. I don't want to take it in my car. If I get to work, it's going to be cold. Guess what? If you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But there is other things that are going to help you via protein shake, via Edge Nutrition protein. It's good and it's going to help you. And that's what I've had to learn in my personal journey is to quit making the excuse and saying, I want 10 more minutes extra of sleep. Because at the end of the day, that 10 extra minutes of sleep isn't going to do anything for me.
Nothing for you.
I want to add something onto that. I watched this TED Talk a few months ago where it talked about how we have, when we initially have a thought of something we want to do, like you want to get up in the morning, you have about 5 to 7 seconds to act on that thought before you push it off. And then it's very likely that you're not going to do it. So once that alarm goes off, like that's the hardest part, just get up. You've got 5 to 7 seconds to act on that thought. And if you wait past that, you're less likely to accomplish whatever it is you're wanting to do.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just got to do
That was
it.
beautiful, wasn't it?
Hey, it's Shelby and Hillary. Any way you could send us that link to that TED Talk? I am so about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll find it and I'll send you the link.
Awesome.
Take a note here to make sure we get that done here.
I can post it on Team Edgebody on Facebook or something
Man,
like that.
there's the move right there. That's definitely the
I'll do
move.
that.
Perfect. Thank you all. All right, guys, we got some good content going already. This is awesome. All right, second thing, track your water and have time goals set. All right, so I've got almost everybody in here drinking on a goal from 100 to 128 ounces of water a day. All right, and that, if you're only 5 foot tall, 120 pounds, you don't need a gallon quite. But if you're 5'6" and you're 150, 160 pounds, like, yeah, you need a gallon. All right, myself, as active as I am, I try to drink 160 ounces a day. 1 second, you guys. I'm going to take my retainers out because I got this list.
While Coach Greg's taking his returners out, for me, I'm 6'2", 255 pounds, and I push over 100 ounces of water on a day very easily. And I know for myself, if I don't have at least 100, I can feel it the next day in everything I do. When it comes to my training, when it comes to just even waking up in the morning, I feel different. My body reacts differently. It makes things do weird things that I don't like. So I have to, for myself and my own personal health, I have to get in a minimum of 100 ounces of water a day for me.
Minimum. All right. Now, who has ever been guilty? Yes, Anna.
So I know you said that it's based on your body weight. So how would you determine how much water somebody would take? Like, is there like a something you do to determine how much you should be drinking?
There's not an equation. All right, but it's kind of just a general. There's more factors than weight, and weight is usually related to just the general size of your organs and your muscle mass. So it's your cells that need to absorb water to be hydrated. And that's two things. Number one, if your body's going to get rid of any fat, all the cells have to be hydrated. And when they're hydrated, they do plump up and they look like a good grape. When they get dehydrated, those cells have a shriveled type of feel to them. And not only does that cause inflammation, what John was alluding to, like you're gonna be tight, you're like, ugh. But your body's not gonna be able to release any fat. Your activity levels is gonna be another thing. All right, are you working out every day? Are you working out for an hour and a half or 20 minutes? Or like me, I'm not necessarily working out all day, but I'm on my feet and walking around a lot too. So in general, 100 ounces is the least I would ever recommend to anybody. Doctors will say 64 ounces, but that's to stay alive.
Alrighty.
That's to not get sick. All right. I don't see that as a standard at all. My standard is not to not get sick. My standard is to thrive. All right. I want to kill it and I want to feel amazing. So 100 ounces would be a start. 128 is a gallon, if that gives you a good marker there. And that's normally the point where I'm fairly confident at 100 ounces that you're hydrated, but at 128, there's no doubt in my mind. All right, and that's what I like to create, is just no doubt in my mind.
Alrighty.
All right, and then last thing I'm gonna add about that, I was asking if anybody's ever been guilty of making a bottle of water. All right, it's full. Y'all see where mine's at right now. It's full. You take one drink and you sit it down, and then like an hour and a half later, you look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's still full. Anybody ever done that?
Oh yeah, that's what I've been struggling with pretty hard right now. Well,
Right.
I had the half
Just at
gallon,
home.
and it's just been. I think that's been the hardest thing since all this quarantine is really focusing on water. Like nutrition, still, I'm getting back on track with it. I fell off for a second, but water's the biggest thing right now.
All right, so here's my recommendation. If you are somebody who knows that you're guilty of this, break your water up into 32-ounce segments. All right, find you a 32-ounce bottle, and then set 4 alarms on your phone. 4 32-ounce bottles is 1 gallon of water. Set an alarm every 3 to 4 hours that says water. And then if that thing isn't gone, guess what you got to do? Turn up.
Chug.
All right. All right, yeah.
Hey, that sounds like a genius idea by setting those alarms. Look at you, Mike Barron Jr. over here.
Right. It's very, very simple, and it sounds almost so simple that it's stupid, but it's easy, guys. And it might get on your nerves, but I'm not saying do this for the rest of your life. Give it a week or two and the habit will be there. And after your body gets used to having a gallon of water a day, as soon as it doesn't have it, it will tell you. You won't have to tell your body to drink it. It's going to tell you like, hey, you've been doing real good on that and you're thirsty right now. Get it. All right. Awesome. All right, everybody, here's my rule too. Y'all, I took 3 drinks of water while talking about water. Everybody grab some.
Well, and to finish kind of up that play though, a lot of people think, when you go to bed or whatever, not to necessarily bring a bottle of water with you to bed. I keep mine full next to me because I wake up in the middle of the night all the time and I'm just thirsty because my body is so used to getting so much water consistently that it wants water. And when I wake up, the last thing I want to wake up to is cotton mouth and
Man,
dry mouth and
being
hating the
stiff.
world because I'm like, oh, I need a drink of water. So definitely I recommend everybody to bring a bottle of water to bed with them, or a glass of water.
Right on. Yeah. And if you wake up and you don't have to go to the restroom, or if you don't wake up before your alarm having to go to the restroom, you're probably not drinking enough water. That's kind of a truth in my life that I just accepted at some point, was I'm going to wake up a couple of hours before I have to get up to go pee. And then I'll go back to sleep for a couple more hours. But when you're really hydrated and you're dedicated, that is going to be something that happens. All right, guys, keep it moving here. Schedule, calendar, to-do list. Who on here, by show of hands or chat or coming off mute, who operates on a schedule that is written down on a computer right now? All right, half and half. We got half of it. I strongly
I
recommend.
do. Sorry, I was me. I was eating. I don't want anyone to hear me chew.
Thanks, Billy. I'm going to share with you all my schedule. Look, right now we are in this. I want you all to see what this looks like. This is how Coach Greg stays on top of things and organized. You all can see I've got everything color coded. I've got my communications at 9 a.m. I've got update with staff at 9:30. I'm in communication with my trainers and John. They'll attest to that. I got my boot camps scheduled when I got to do them, color coded. I got my workouts scheduled in here so I know when I'm supposed to go work out. My PT clients, time for me to work on some other projects on here. A couple appointments that have been set with some clients. All right, there's no way I'm gonna fail. All right, and I was just talking about John with this. This is directly tied to my to-do list. All right, and that's the second part of this, is making sure that you have your to-do list. You need to develop a mode of expectations in yourself where lazy is not an option. You're going to wake up, you're going to get proactive, do your little 5-10 minute thing and then get on your breakfast. And from that time you start cooking your breakfast, from that point out, until you can't take it anymore in your mind and you need to take a step back, which normally happens for me around like 9 or 10 p.m. I don't know, sorry about that. I normally go to bed between like 11 and 12. So I don't get too much sleep. I sleep about 6 hours, 7 hours. I wake up 6, 7 in the morning, on these days, 5 a.m. But even when this stops, I was telling John last night, I'm working on a nutrition platform for us, Evolution Nutrition. And last night I got done with my other projects. It was almost 10 o'clock before I closed my computer because I was like, hey, I'm in go mode. I can do this mentally. It's not stressing me out. By 10 o'clock, I was like, all right, it's time. Close it up. Me and my girlfriend started watching some TV, got my last little snack in. As soon as I get to a point in my day though, all right, between like 12 and 1 today, I didn't have anything booked. That my mode is not to stop and take a break just because there's nothing there. That's whenever, one, you go back, you check on your water, you check on your food. You get a second to take a deep breath. Yeah, if you need to take 5, take it. But that's when I go back over to the to-do list. All right, look at my to-do list right here. I got the Evolution Nutrition. I haven't finished that yet. That's on my priority. Look, I'm color coordinated. I got Joe, John, Courtney. There's things we got to do every day, high priority, low priority, communications, general, all this stuff, all right? As soon as I get those gaps in my day, I'm like, what can I knock out? How can I be productive? How can I add value and keep working on achieving my goals? Because achieving my goals is growing my business, getting better at basketball, and doing whatever I can to be financially secure, I guess, right now. All right, so all these things have to do with that. If your to-do list, if you skip lunch a lot, you need to put lunch every day in green. It's not letting me type on here, hold on. I don't know why it's not letting me add right now, but you gotta get on that, all right? I want everybody to make that their homework, is to make sure that you get some type of scheduling and to-do list going on.
I want to add.
Where did you,
onto that.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Where did you get the idea to color code?
Probably some like 7th grade math teacher.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know that's something you just started.
Color, our brains associate from a very young age colors and separation. So, I mean, you see something right off the bat that's orange, you think edge body, right? Of course. So it's just easy. And mine's prioritized because there's things that definitely are like timely. I got to get done today because somebody's waiting on it versus something that I can wait till like Friday afternoon. So
Right.
to have that separation. Vanessa, you have something to add?
Yeah, so you should always have a to-do list. That's always a great thing to have. And scheduling time frames like that and time slots is super important, especially as you're starting out. I think it takes like 21 days to build or break a habit, and then it takes 66 days for it to become a lifestyle. So especially during those time frames, it's super important to have that layout so you keep coming back to those things, getting them accomplished while that becomes like an ingrained part of your routine. So I just wanted to add that in real quick.
No, that's perfect. And ingrained is a fantastic word for this because at this point, y'all notice my goals I didn't have health or fitness on there because my goals, I've accomplished it. It's ingrained in me at this point. I don't have to have that on my to-do list anymore. That's perfect.
And to play off kind of what Vanessa was saying for myself, before coming to Team Edgebody, schedules for me weren't a thing. It was just all in the brain. And then I came to finding myself of saying, crap, I forgot that, or, oh, well, I didn't write it down, so it's not that big of a deal. So I think when you put it in writing and it's in a visual spot for yourself, because I have my calendar just like Greg does, but I also have one hanging on my wall and I have one on my kitchen refrigerator. It allows me to say it's written down. So guess what? It has to get done. It's like writing it in stone for myself.
Yeah,
exactly. And it gives me, there's no excuse. I can't get out of it because it's there. It's planned for that time. And then when we start to subside to complacency, then we start to slack and then we don't get anything done. And then that leads to no production for the day.
You just said it right there.
I feel like we as people are always so busy as well. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but there's days where at the end of the day, I'll sit down like, man, I've been running around all day. Like I've been so busy, but what have I actually like accomplished? So I think scheduling things like that and having that schedule just written out helps you prioritize the big things. And then you can schedule all those small things around it so you can actually just be productive throughout the day instead of running around busy and then not really getting the things that you want done.
Yes, ma'am. All right, the next one, schedule your workouts. All right, if you aren't in the habit of jumping on Zen Planner and registering still, even though we're not in person in class, get on there, and by clicking sign up for that class, that is again it's the same thing we just talked about, making the commitment to yourself. Once you've done that, that's an action. Your brain recognizes action and it will remember. All right, secondly, put that on your calendar. I just showed you on my calendar again. Workout. Guess what? As soon as we get off this, there's a Zoom call. I'm gonna have my phone out. I'm gonna be having a headphone in, I'm watching my Zoom call, and I'm working out at the same time. I'm getting this stuff done. Gotta make it happen. Get it on the list. All right. If you have not done that and you have a chance right now to jump on Zen Planner or jump on your calendar and block out your workout for the rest of the week, or you can even put it on your to-do list right now. Block out my calendar for my workouts. Schedule my workouts on Zen Planner. All right, that's part of this. We need to be not just hearing these words, but putting it into play. All right. Next up, respond to our messages, you guys. All right. I send out text messages. Some of them are just memos. And I get these too. I've got myself on my contact list. Basically, all I do, I've got a cell phone line that has all my clients on it, and I check all contacts. And then I send the message. All right. If it's something as simple as like, whenever I sent out the memo for this implementation, you don't have to respond back to that. But if I'm like, hey, Shanice, happy Monday. Here's your Monday motivation. What's 3 things you're going to do this week to keep hitting your goals? At that point, I'm looking for a response back. And I'll be honest, we had about 220 members. I don't know what it is right now. I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of too mad to look at it, but I usually get a response from about 30 to 50 people on those Mondays. All right. That is my opportunity to do my job. All right. That is your opportunity to get from me. All right, all that money, you're paying for the classes, but you're paying for more than just the classes too. It's a level of support that me, John, Joe, Courtney, we're all on the back end of this, responding to emails and text messages whenever you send them in, making sure that you're getting the coaching. And what's happening is my team that's under me, if they don't know the answer, they're coming over here on my to-do list and they're marking it in the yellow. Look, respond to Elise, respond to Kelly Hines. All right, they're getting me because they asked questions. Whoever put that, Joe, he might have looked at the text messages and checked that to make sure everybody gets responded to, but he didn't know the science behind that question somebody was asking. So I'm going to get back to them today. That yellow list gets cleared every day. All right, so by you responding to our messages, you're going to get the information you need. I need you doing that every week, and you all do. Like I said, this isn't, I wish it was a crew of people who needed to hear that right here too, but glad to have you
Well,
I'm
all.
the
be
thing that
honest,
I
I'm so
mentioned-
glad. I'm so glad you brought that up because like you'll text and I'll be like, oh, I bet you like there's a ton of people texting. I'll just keep it in mind and I'll answer those questions for myself. But like, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Okay, that's good to hear. And maybe I need to cut out this little segment and post that up on the social media so everybody can hear that one. I might do that. Because it's not just
and
me.
a big
right?
thing as well though, like we pride ourselves on communication and getting back to everybody like as soon as possible. Like I know myself, Greg, Courtney, Joe, like we'll be up at random times of the night, sometimes 3-4 o'clock in the morning if a message pops up. And guess what? If we see it pop up, odds are we're gonna reply to you at that time. I know myself, I'm usually up a couple hours early before my alarm goes off, one because I have to go to the bathroom. But guess what? As soon as I get done using the bathroom, it's all about Facebook. Like I'm going through Facebook, I'm going through Instagram, I'm going through every bit of platform that we have to get back to everybody as soon as possible. But what I mentioned to Greg this morning was that if people don't reply back to me, I'm not a clairvoyant, I'm not a mind reader. I can't help you with what you need help with. So we pride ourselves on getting back to you, but we can't get back to you if you don't reach out to us. And at the end of the day, we're here to help you and make a difference in your life. So don't be afraid to ask questions. All you gotta do is just shoot the message, and I guarantee you will have a response to that message.
Good man, John. All right, guys. Next up, favorite our social media. This is a big way to stay motivated, all right? If you're talking about staying motivated, we do post content. Favorite our social media and the Team Edgebody group. So you can jump on Facebook. I don't know if it'll even let me see it from my perspective here, but normally there's a little bar over here where you can click the 3 dots. Let's see, it look like that right there. And it'll say add to favorites. All right, it's not gonna let me favorite myself. Maybe if I go to the all right, so I'm in Team Edgebody. See, I'm the creator of the group, so it's not gonna let me again, but right here, it would say add to favorites. What's gonna happen with that? And it's not gonna be crazy, but 2 or 3 times a day, you're going to get a notification. When I posted this, you will get a Facebook notification reminding you, hey, Greg Claycomb posted, or Edgebody Bootcamp posted, and it could be a reminder of something like this. It could be somebody else sharing what they did, and you're like, oh yeah, I do need to eat lunch, and it just reminds you, or it gives you an idea of something to do. It could be Vanessa's awesome results, motivating you. All right, anything, people sharing recipes, us with my new content video that I didn't share in there yet, but I'm hoping y'all watch that if you got the neck pain. Me and Vanessa, we did an awesome video recently about that, but those hits, again, it's like things can fall. All right, stay with me, all right, if it's not too shiny. Things can fall to the back of your mind really quick, all right? These 2 or 3 times a day, it's just like, boom, right back to the front of your mind, all right? Every day, you gotta have your goals through your health on your mind. So that's gonna be a big way for you to do that is by favoriting our groups here. All right, showing up to implementation and nutrition class. It's an easy one, goes back to this, schedule it, make it real, respond to us when we get those reminders. I'll be there, show up. You're here right now, you're doing it. All right. Don't buy unhealthy foods when you go shopping. Okay. Oh, well, I was doing great until I had a few Oreos. Like, all right, well, why'd you have a few Oreos? I was just really hungry. Okay,
Why'd
but
you
why'd
call
you
me
have a
out
few
like that?
Oreos? Oh, because my kids have Oreos. Why'd you have a few Oreos? Because I bought them at Kroger for my kids. Stop. All right. One, your kids don't have to have Oreos. Everybody uses that excuse like, oh, that's for my kids. It's for my kids. We have to set the standard for our kids. All right. And I'm not trying to tell anybody how to be a parent, but do you want your kids to face the same issues in their lives when they become adults that you faced with weight issues, with sugar addiction, with just not knowing, not having the education on what is proper nutrition and how to take care of my body? You set the precedent right now with the children, and that's where this goes 9 times out of 10. The unhealthy food was there because my kids. You got to set that standard. And if the kids ain't the problem and you're like, that ain't me, Greg, well then even better, but now you're the problem. You got to stop buying that shit. All right. I was doing the same thing. I've been a Pop-Tart connoisseur since I was about 6 years old. It was my main thing in high school. I used to eat 2 packs of Pop-Tarts while I was waiting in the lobby for first period in high school. All right. And then I wouldn't eat until I got home. I would eat a pack of ramen noodles. I was miserable. I had terrible anxiety. My body was telling me left and right. I didn't know it was telling me it was bad, but once I started eating healthy, I started realizing like, oh my God, all my issues come from that. But I was still buying a pack of Pop-Tarts every 2 or 3 grocery trips. And once or twice a week, I'd pop open a pack of Pop-Tarts. They were there because I was like, oh, well, that's the one thing I'm going to buy myself. Well, I stopped. So now what's happened is if I want an unhealthy treat, I have to go out for it. All right. We do still indulge, but I'm going to have to go to Cold Stone to get ice cream. And I'm going to get one that is a single serve. That way I can't keep going back to the freezer 2 or 3 days in a row eating that ice cream. All right. You got to stop shopping for unhealthy foods. Does anybody have a problem with this?
Well, I just want to play onto it. For myself, like, me and you had this conversation the other night about health and nutrition. I wish me and Coach Greg could have recorded it because it was like a scheduled like 15-minute conversation, but it turned into being like an hour about health and nutrition. It was like an amazing conversation. But when I was younger, I didn't grow up necessarily in the best household and environment. So for me personally, I related Oreos as a comfort food. And I would eat Oreos to kind of help myself forget about what was going on in my home life at the time. And as I got older, it still transitioned into Oreos. As if I had a bad day, at work, had a bad day doing this, whatever, girlfriend broke up with me, whatever it may have been, I related that to eating Oreos. And now I've gotten to this point where I've had to realize what I was doing to myself. It's an addiction. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was addicted to the comfort that I felt that the Oreos brought for me. And I had to basically stop that addiction because it was an unhealthy addiction that I thought was helping me. But at the end of the day, what it was doing was hurting me. Now, like Coach Greg said, don't get me wrong, you can still indulge, and we are humans and we are going to give in to certain types of pressure and whatnot. But it's something I'm learning still to this day, but I'm here for anybody else that grew up in a situation like me or knows somebody in a situation like me. And if it's something you need to talk to me about, I'm more than welcome to talk to anybody about on what I'm doing to help get past that and help beat that addiction. Because at the end of the day, it is an addiction.
Yeah, and I've been there too, just so y'all know. In my earlier 20s, I had to, I was becoming a personal trainer and I had to battle that. I battled it for about 2 years. In the beginning of my career. And then I went and did my bodybuilding thing and I had to go 4 months without any cheat meals, y'all. 4 months without bad food. But what happened was as soon as that competition got done, bam, I imploded. And I literally that night, I had champagne, I had a chicken queso burrito from Qdoba, I had cake bites, I had Impellizzeri's pizza, all in the same night. And I had to lay on the ground on my back with my feet up in a chair because I ate myself into like, my muscles were cramping up and it was terrible. But it started a whole cycle again of being addicted to sugars and everything. So we got to find a healthy balance in this. We've been through it and we're here for y'all. Anna.
All right. What do you all do then when you crave sweets? Because I'm a big like sweets, chocolate, candy, cakes.
So that's literally one of the things that me and John talked about a couple nights ago. 9 times out of 10, all right, without going too scientific here, what's happened is you go too long without eating. All right, so your blood sugar comes down. Your body sends a signal to your brain and says, hey, blood sugar is getting a little low. That ain't good. Let's get some sugars. Your entire lifetime, your body and your mind have worked together to establish those things, the Oreo, the cake, the ice cream, as the most readily available source of sugar. So as soon as your blood sugar gets low, bam, I need some cake. All right, so what you really need is a snack or a meal. All right, eat a half a banana or eat some almonds, and then give it 15 minutes. Bet you don't want no cake no more. Or if it's been a long time, like that's after like, you know, if you eat and then 3 hours later you want something. But if it's been 5 or 6 hours, get a meal for sure.
And when we get off here, Anna, I'll touch base with you through text, and we could talk about some different things that's helped me that could ultimately help you too at the end of the day.
I'm just like Anna. I've got that huge sweet tooth, and I have basically stepkids. We have them half the time, so we have them 1 week here and 1 week they're not, and they send us that text of the snack foods that they want. So we've got those snacks in our house. Okay, they're there for me in the pantry. I could go get them right now. I think what's been super helpful for me as far as, you know, eating clean is meal planning. And I don't even mean specifically meal prepping. I don't mean, you know, cook all your meals that Sunday, but just kind of lay out a plan of what you're going to eat throughout the week. Plan what you're going to get for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and your snacks. And in that planning, you know, put in that one treat. You know, for my snack that day, I'll have that little bit, because you don't want to restrict yourself. If you restrict yourself for too long, it's just not sustainable. You're going to eventually want to get that sugar.
That's what happened to me. So
just put small little doses in there, so, you know, you have something to look forward, but you're still maintaining that healthy, clean diet.
Yeah.
And that goes back into what I was saying about how, like, we're human and, like, you know, we're going to give in at some point or another. It becomes hard not to. So, you know, Oreos, like I said, are my addiction. So instead of, you know, I used to be able to sit down and eat an entire sleeve of Oreos. And yeah, we keep them in the house just because, you know, that's a guilty pleasure of mine. But I mean, it was so easy to get a big glass of milk and eat an entire sleeve of Oreos and you wouldn't even realize it. So now what I do, instead of bringing the whole bag or a whole case into my man cave with me when I come to sit down to watch something, what I do is I get 3 out, just 3. And I leave the rest of it in the pantry. Once the 3 are gone, they're gone. I can make them last for how long I want them to last, or I can eat them in 5 seconds. But once they're gone, they're gone. And I know I'm done. That's it. That's my treat, and it's over.
Yeah. And last thing I'm going to add into here is piggybacking off Vanessa's, not necessarily meal prepping, but meal planning. I have a young man that I've started training. I've been training his mom for 8 years now. And he's now a young man. And he's trying to learn how to do these things. His problem is his schedule, and especially we started working out together right before the pandemic shutdown hit. So his thing was like, all right, I have to go straight from school to work and then straight from work to the gym. He's like, I don't have a microwave, blah, blah, blah. So we figured out that I programmed in his meal plan that a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, a grilled chicken sandwich, was part of his meal plan. It was healthy. It fit his macro breakdown. It was everything he needed, but it had that convenience factor. It wasn't meal prep. It was meal plan. That's a very good add on to there, Vanessa. All right. Stop ordering takeout and delivery. All right. Everybody has been getting on Postmates galore, right? There's been a big one. Chipotle's got the free delivery. A lot of restaurants are doing free delivery. It's not bad, you know, and Chipotle's the one, or Potbelly. I've had those delivered a couple of times. They got healthy options similar to that, like Chick-fil-A grilled chicken sandwich. We can work those into a plan, but don't catch yourself at 7:45 p.m. being like, oh man, I need some dinner. Yeah, I don't feel like cooking Papa John's. No, that should not be an option. And you got to hold yourself this standard. Let this check you if this has been your problem, if you've been getting that takeout and delivery too much. Once or twice a week on that should be about all you do. All right. Go outside. This was a new one for me. All right. And I'm very outdoors. I am a huge outdoors person. I skateboard, I play basketball at the park, I take the dog for a run. Like, I just like getting out there. I like cutting grass, y'all. I'm kind of crazy. I just enjoy it. And especially with the weather, the winter, and then, you know, we can't play basketball at the park, can't do nothing. I was just trapped inside and I was looking for another outlet. So I started playing video games a little bit more. I was like, okay, that worked for a little while. But then I started getting the mindset of this is all I can do. And I was lying to myself. Shanice, I'll come right back to you. So me and a buddy of mine, we still practice social distancing, but we got together and we just put up some jump shots at my basketball goal I bought at the house, and it was an hour. But you all, I was in a slump. I was feeling it. Like last week, it was a bad move, but I got on my Instagram and I was like, my mental health is not great. And I know a lot of people saw that and they're probably thinking things or whatever, but I put it out there. I'm trying to be all the way real. My mental health jumped right back up as soon as I spent the hour outside doing something I liked. Take the dog for a walk. Get on your phone, put a headphone in, have a FaceTime conversation with a family member or a friend while you walk around the block. You got Netflix on your phone, put a headphone in, watch a movie or a TV show as you walk outside. Like, get out there, get active. If you walk for an hour, you can burn 400 to 500 calories. Come on. And you're going to be inside. You're going to be feeling that weather. You're going to be like, man, that was good. I like that. Which is good for the mental health. All right. And that's going to be directly related. If you feel good, you're going to be less susceptible to go in there and grab that pack of Oreos. So Shanice says she had a little bit of input about the healthy eating, about the unhealthy foods and shopping.
Yeah, that and other stuff. But yeah, I was going to say, for my family, like, I buy unhealthy foods and stuff, but I also stick to the meal plan that I bought from you. And I found it, like, I don't struggle as much as eating unhealthy foods, even though there's unhealthy foods in the house. Like, since I've stuck to eating healthy, it's gotten easier as time has passed. Like, from breakfast to my snacks to lunch, dinner, etc. Like, I'm not craving those unhealthy foods. Like, everything my body is getting all the nutrients it needs from the foods that
you're never even allowing your blood sugar to go low. So you're not allowing that signal of your brain to say, I need some sugar. It just never, you bypass that whole thing. So there's literally a scientific explanation for that. On top of, when you get in that rhythm, it's like, no, I've been killing it all week. I'm not about to mess up my hard work with that, you know what? So, no, real good point. The longer you do this, you guys, I've been doing this now for a decade, and it's no sweat to me. No sweat. I literally don't even want to eat pizza. So, get that rhythm going. Rhythm in this is a real thing. All right, show up to virtual workouts. We're gaining a little traction, but we need consistency with this. Again, I think everybody in here, y'all are the ones showing up. So hopefully when people watch this video back, if you're not in our virtual workouts, get in there, jump on the app, schedule it, pop in with us. You might say, oh, it's not really me. It's not how I do. Well, us neither, but we're adapting. We're doing this, and it's honestly more fun. It's a better workout than you would think. You might think it's boring and, oh, what can I do if I'm just doing body weight? Nah, we're coming out of this sweating. Legs are burning, arms are burning, abs are, man, you're getting good workouts, right? All right, you saw a few head shakes, and if you didn't see the few head shakes, I got people going, yeah, getting some good workouts in here.
Yeah, they're oh my gosh.
Right. And, you know, I have to thank Coach Vanessa and Coach Zach. They stepped up on this and Coach Xavier as well. To help keep them employed through this time, one of the things that I contracted them to do was to create the online workouts. So we worked as a team here, and we've been making these online programs. Let's see, where's the document?
What's your all's favorite one so far? What day?
Yeah. So we got all these workouts in here.
Who knows? I have a favorite workout day.
Here we go. This is what we're seeing when you see us looking at the exercises off the screen. When we're like, all right, next up is what we're looking at, you guys. We got it all planned out here. We got it going for you.
Something I want to touch on. So when I was meeting with Anna, the day that she came in for her meeting with me, Coach Vanessa was actually doing a class. And when we were sitting in there, I said, peek your head out and take a look at that. I said, tell me what you think. And I told her, I said, Coach Vanessa is going to kick your butt. I was like, it's going to happen. And I mean, but she's kicking your butt, but you're getting the results you want and you're getting the workout you want. And, Coach Zach's just as amazing, but Coach Vanessa was there that day. So I got to use her as the example, but she's an amazing person and an amazing coach, and she's going to get you everything that you want. And that's what I told Annabella. And I think she seems pretty happy with everything so far.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Appreciate you. And this is also a testament to the teamwork we have here. Part of what we're getting with this shutdown is not just an online workout, you guys. All right, it goes full circle here. All right, so one more thing. We just got a few more minutes left before we got to jump off here. The last thing is Trainerize. I wanted to show you all from our perspective. All right, on the back end of this, I know everybody's got their Trainerize on their phone now, and you can see your workouts, you can see your profile and stuff. But it's important for you all to understand too how we're using this to help you. So let me get back to sharing. All right, and Trainerize. So this is what we see. All right. We've got an overview, helps us see what we've been doing. All right, the biggest things here, messages. There's a whole message board on here. All right. I know Shelby, I talked to you earlier. Mitchell, y'all seen him in 6 a.m. Emily Torch, she's been on it. Julie, all these people, they've been on the virtual classes for sure. We got a lot of people responding to this. Is me, Courtney, Joe, John. We're in here talking to people. Look, she does have a question, and I'm going to open this up. Everybody signed a waiver saying I can do this, so we're good. But we're literally, this is this morning. Look, at 10:34, we were in here talking. All right, how can I do the online virtual sessions? How often? Is every day too much? Should I do them every? That's an excellent question. And everyone needs to know the answer to that. All right. We've got master programs where, actually, let me go to a client here. So everybody has a calendar, and we are programming. Candace, I'm gonna open up yours briefly here, and it's not gonna incriminate you. Don't worry. But you can see I've got a tag on here. Candace, I'm your personal coach in the background. So we are kind of splitting it up so we don't get overwhelmed here. But it's also showing me exercise compliance. All right, Candace, I need you to jump on there. And even if you haven't done the workouts on Trainerize, just mark that you did if you did the virtual class instead. Because what I'm going to see is more compliance. All right, if I actually click on this, I can see your calendar. All right, and this is where we've come on and program. We go on and program this for every single person. If I wanted to add in tomorrow, Candace, I need you to do cardio. I need you to go on a power walk for 20 minutes. Let's see, whatever, we act like that says 20 minutes. And then I need you to make sure your heart rate is between 70 and 80% of your max heart rate. So if you got a heart rate monitor and you need to track a look, boom, apply, add. It's on her calendar now. All right, and when she does that, she can check that off. She can say, on her end, it'll give you a little option, check it off. And then whenever I go back over to her, let's see, where was I at? Sorry, I'm still a little bit new to this, y'all. When I go back on her profile over here, this will no longer say 0%. It'll go up to like 20% or whatever that is. And basically what we're gonna do here is if you're in a low percentage, we're getting in touch with you. All right, we're gonna message you on here. If 2 or 3 days goes by and you haven't responded on here, now you're getting texted. If 2 or 3 days goes by, if a week happens and you didn't respond to those, now we're calling you. All right, if a few more days goes on, Now we're going to call you 5 times in a row, and I'm going to get on your nerves a little bit because you hired me to do that. Or John, or Courtney, or Joe. Like, this is a whole nother level of accountability that we can apply into your program to help you stay on track. And I just wanted to make sure everybody knows how important that is. And we're getting ready to get the nutrition program going on this too. I'm working on that. And we can literally customize meal plans for you all individually. You say you don't like avocado, I can customize a meal plan with no avocado and make it everything else perfect for what your body needs to get the best results. All right. I'm gonna show y'all one more. Shanice, I'm gonna pull up yours. Give me a second here. Search clients. There you are, Shanice. All right, now check out hers. She's been logging. All right. Exercise compliance. Shanice, I still need you to update a couple things. I know you've been in the workouts. I think you just haven't got on Trainerize and updated it. So if that's something on y'all's daily schedule or your to-do list, you need to put on there, update Trainerize. I know it seems like a remedial task, but that is the basis, that is the foundation of our communication for your accountability. This is playing a huge role, and this is a huge addition that you all are getting for free now to your accountability program. All right.
What do I need to update in there?
Looks like you've done 33% of your workouts. So let me check your calendar here. You just didn't put on your walk today, it looks like, or your progress photos and stats. You need to update those too.
Oh, okay.
Look at that, y'all. Track body stats. I put a notification on for her to do this once a week to enter her weight. If we see 2 or 3 weeks go by and that hasn't changed and you want to lose weight, bing, front of my mind, I need to change something. We either need to have a conversation. Are you sticking to that meal plan? No, jump on a meal plan. Yes, I need to change the meal plan. Are you doing your workouts? No, get in the workouts. Yes, okay, we need to figure out, is your heart rate in the wrong zone? Do you need to add resistance? You know, this gives us the play. There's a ton of factors, but I got the answer. That's what I do as a pro here. This is my job. This is the one thing I'm really, really, really good at. So, but to be able to exercise my skills in that and to do what you all are paying me for, we have to have this tracked up here. So Shanice, yeah, yours is very simple today. You just gotta, you know, that'll take you no time. But
so, like, today's supposed to be my rest day. So would resting still consider walking?
Yeah, walking is still resting.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. That is all that I have planned. This is an excellent start to our implementation class, and I've been recording this. I'm gonna upload this onto YouTube and get it up there for everybody to see and watch back and motivate others. But we're gonna be doing this weekly, and me and John are gonna try to have a different thing to talk about each week. So keep getting on here with us. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. And every week, when you have new questions, write them down. If we haven't talked it out, get back with us. We're going to talk it out on here. And even if we did talk it out, let's get back at it so, you know, we can make sure everybody else in here, they might not even know they had that question. But as soon as you're bringing it up, you're like, oh, I would like to know that. And this is the exact crew that I need. Annabella, Candace, Shanice, Hillary, and Shelby. I know that you're there with her. I am very appreciative. You all have been like my front runners. We're missing a couple of the other points out here, but culturally, you all are the ones that are keeping us alive right now. And you're giving me some faith that we're going to be all right through the end of this. So definitely appreciate that. Here's what I need. If you found this to be productive, and if you love what we got going on, jump on either our most recent post on Facebook or Instagram or in Team Edgebody. Show us some love. Say, hey, I jumped on that implementation. It was fire. I got so many good tips from everybody that was in there, including the coaches, the other campers. Give us some kudos. That way the other people in our community are going to see that and they're like, maybe I should jump on with that. Deal? Thank you, guys. All right. Love y'all.
Thanks, Greg.
Hillary, so I'm putting it on the Team Edgebody page.
Mid Talk's going up. Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Later, guys. Be safe.